Hi, I have a message I want to share today. I'm in the process of moving. It's a happy move. It's a big move. We've been in limbo for a long time, and now I'm stepping into something new. And upon reflecting, while packing up all this crap and getting rid of as much crap as possible, I kept coming back to the importance of releasing and purging and letting go in order to receive and to heal. And so this message is for anybody who's feeling stuck or anybody who needs a little inspiration on their healing journey. And when I say healing, I'm not just talking about healing a chronic illness or your body, although yes, that certainly applies here. I'm talking about the ever-present process that all of us are up to every single day while we become more of who we are on this planet, while we shed what doesn't belong anymore or what's ready to be healed or what we've outgrown, and while we pick up and intentionally embrace and receive that which is our birthright and receive what you want and what you need. If you have a desire on your heart, that is your birthright. So, purging. Let's talk about purging. This word is really relevant to me this week, not just because I'm letting go of stuff, which I've gotten really good at over the last 2.5 years of mold and dust and allergen avoidance, but vomiting too. I've been sharing on my stories, and I won't share a lot in this video about it, but I did a combo medicine treatment this past week. About 6 days ago, and it's applied to the lymphatic system, and then you experience some pretty intense vomiting, which a lot of people are like, why would you do that? It's certainly not something I would have signed up for if I felt really vibrant and healthy. Let's just put it that way. The worse you feel, I think, the more willing you are to purge in various ways. But I kept being called to this medicine, and so I tried it. And it was very intense, and there was a lot of purging, not just vomiting, but sobbing and vocal releases and crying out. And I'll give some more examples of purges that you could probably relate to more than this particular one if you're not going to do combo medicine, and I don't think it's for everybody. But it really, this week, I have had so much capacity, and it's because I released so much. Energetically, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, I have more capacity. And I can't quite put my finger on it. One little example that's so silly, but it speaks volumes, especially if you're a woman and you hate bras. I really have a hard time tolerating bras, even super comfy, sleepy bras. Just the feeling of something around me constricting me is very sensorially overwhelming for me. And when I am triggered, when I'm highly inflamed, it's even worse. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been extremely intolerant of bras, more so than usual. And I make a habit of not wearing one 80 to 90% of the time, but sometimes I want to wear a bra, right now. And I was so intolerant to bras. It was I couldn't function with one on. It's all I felt. And I noticed about 3 days after my combo ceremony, I had not even thought about my bra bothering me. And I've been wearing them on and off all week with moving around and moving and yoga and everything. And in fact, I wore my tightest sports bra the other day, and I got to the end of the day and I was still wearing it. And I was totally blown away. So that's an example for you of me having purged, released, let go, surrendered, made space, call it what you want, and then being able to tolerate and receive and have more capacity for what I want, movement and life and yoga and high functionality. So if you want something, and we all want something, you got to let something go. This is universal law, you guys. This is like pooping. We fill up with food and it turns to poop, and then you got to poop it out and let it go. I know, sounds crazy, but roll with me here. So what do you want? You want to heal your body? You want to heal a relationship? You want a better partnership? Do you want a new home, a different car, a different career, a richer, deeper spiritual life, a connection with more women, upgraded lifestyle, an invested partner? Whatever it is, get clear on what it is. Being intentional is a big part of this. And then recognize that you're going to have to say goodbye to something in order to receive that thing. You're going to have to let go of something. You're going to have to make space. This can be really scary. And this is why this is really relevant for my clients and those of you listening who feel really stuck. Because a lot of times we're holding on to the things that don't serve us because it seems really, really, really scary to let it go, right? But what if I need it? Right? But this was a gift, but there's so many memories attached to this thing, but I'm used to this thing, but it defines me, right? We hold on to the things that don't serve us because it can be terrifying to let go, and it can be really terrifying to receive the new. Generally, the brain likes to hang on to the familiar and not necessarily reach for the new and uncomfortable. That's why this needs to be an intentional process, because if your mind is running the game, if you're over-identified here, you're going to be holding on to the shit, literally. A client and colleague and friend pointed something out to me today and reminded me of this, and it's really mind-blowing. In the presence, so if you are living in black mold, those of you that understand the mold cycle might relate to this. Some of you might think this is nuts, but it's another good example. If you are living in black mold, you often begin to develop hoarding tendencies. Why? Well, the theory that was pointed out to me this week by this friend, which was pointed out to her by a mold doctor, is that the mold that has inoculated and taken up residence in your body, or the mycotoxins, the byproduct of the mold, is running the show a little bit, has a consciousness, and it wants you to create more mold in your environment. It wants you to stay in your environment. It wants you to hold onto the thing that's keeping it thriving and alive. If you've ever battled parasites, intestinal parasites, you know that craving for sugar that you're having, that's not your craving. That's the consciousness of the parasite wanting to stay alive. Pretty creepy, huh? So in order to let go of the parasites and of the mold, you have to let go of the stuff or the holding. So how do we do this? There's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to make the space, clear it out, poop the stuff out, and then refill intentionally. And that's really key here, right? Some of us are good at purging and letting go, right? Oh, I threw away all the crap in my house. I did 3 yoga classes this week. I did a bunch of breath work and meditation. I journaled all my crap away, right? Some of us are really good at letting go, but we got to keep letting go and keep letting go and keep letting go at this rapid pace, because shit is coming back in and filling back up. If you are not intentional after you create space, after you purge, you're going to fill up with more of the same. You're going to fill up with low vibration crap. You're going to be infiltrated. What's the word? You're going to be invested. You're going to be affected. You're going to be whatever by the parasites. And that parasite could be a toxic relationship. Let's be clear here, right? So make the space, refill intentionally. Here's some examples for you. Ways to make space, obvious ones, cleaning stuff, right? You want a new wardrobe? You cannot keep all the old, crappy, outdated, out of style clothes that don't fit you in your closet. Some people really do try and do this, right? And then they try and buy more clothes, and then they want to hold on to the ones just in case they fit one day, or because there's lots of memories attached to that one, right? And then they're just jamming more and more shit in their closet, and then they come to me and they're like, I don't have anything to wear, right? You actually have a lot to wear, but you can't see there's no space between all those clothes, right? They're all jammed together. Or it's like buying all new, clean, healthy foods, like a big grocery shop, and then bringing it home and putting all those good groceries away right in a dirty refrigerator with old leftovers shoved to the back, right? And then open your fridge and you're like, I don't know why, but I don't feel like cooking. And none of this appeals to me. Yeah, because you're picking up on the energy of the rotting shit from 2 weeks ago in the back of the fridge. Pardon my French. So there's some physical examples. Movement, making space with movement, letting go. This is why so many of us are drawn to running or yoga or whatever exercise floats your boat, right? Because we've created space. You move your body, you move energy around, you're using your breath typically when you're moving. And oh my gosh, that opening and that clearing after a good run or a good yoga class, right? Space. Noise, singing, screaming, shouting, articulating, humming, all of it. This is an amazing space to create space from. And those vibrations that I'm speaking right now, the vibrations that you speak every day into existence, whatever you're choosing to let come out of your mouth, that can either make some space or it can fill you up with more crap. Earthing. I have a podcast episode coming out about this, standing barefoot on the earth, literally, or put hands and feet, or in my case, my whole body, barefoot on the earth to actually let the power, the electromagnetic power of the earth pull away that which does not belong to you. So powerful. And I can feel it happening. And this is proven by science, not just hippy dippy shit. Fasting. Choosing not to eat something, choosing to intentionally and lovingly withhold food, increase liquids and water. I'm not talking about heavily restricting, and we can get into some black and white and unhealthy patterns with this make space thing. So just noticing. Closing loops, I call it. So open conversations, money owed, a trade agreement that you started and never followed up on, a promise you made that wasn't met. So closing actual loops, like you're creating space when you firm up that agreement and close it down, right? It's like closing the file on a bunch of business stuff. Done. Check, check, check mark. Some of you love those. Epsom salt baths, getting into action, burning sage, journaling. The list goes on and on and on of ways you can make space. Which ones resonated with you? And then this is really key. I said this a minute ago. After you make the space, you must be intentional about what you are filling that space back up with. I just meditated. It was incredible. I did a whole letting go visualization. If you work with me privately or in my groups, you know I have this standard meditation, the grounding cord that drops from you, that wrap it around the earth, the releasing of everything in you that doesn't belong out that grounding cord. It's a really powerful guided visualization. And my clients are always like, whew, I feel different after that. Yeah, because you let go of like 10,000 years of crap, right? And after I did that meditation, in order to intentionally fill back up, again, I didn't, think of an intention, although you can. Sometimes I'll journal. My intention is to be loving and connected to my family on this Sunday or whatever it is. But I filled back up with just pure white light. I just envisioned white light pouring through the crown of my head and filling in all of those empty spaces where I had cleared away old junk. You must fill back up again. Ways to fill back up, choosing high vibration foods, setting boundaries, pulling oracle cards, having a coaching session. Clients will repeatedly be amazed at, I'll come a month later, say, how did it go with this thing you said you were going to do? And they're like, oh, I've been doing that. And I didn't even realize it. Like, yeah, of course you've been doing it. You set it into motion when you spoke it in this coaching session, right? You were intentional that you wanted to do that. You were thoughtful about it. So you did it. Journaling, meditating, prayer, reading the Bible, it doesn't matter. There's a million ways to do this. My call to you is to ask you, where and what are you ready to let go and create space, purge a little bit? And what do you want to fill back up with? And take a few moments today, or whenever you're watching this, to just be intentional about this cycle, this ever-present cycle that's always, always, always happening. It's law. So work with it. Stop holding in fear that there won't be enough and let it go and then receive new. That's my message for you today. You can heal. You can heal. And this practice, this awareness, this opportunity you have every day, every moment, every week, every month, every quarter, every moon cycle to let go and then intentionally fill back up again is available and accessible to you for free. You just have to take it. If this kind of content resonates with you, check out my podcast, Journey to Heal. I have some episodes I think you might like. Reach out to me if you'd like some coaching or support with your own healing journey and creating these rituals for yourself. And thank you for your support. It means a lot. I'm gonna go finish packing and move my life now.